How you going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Knock Loose 4x4. In today's episode, I'm going to show you how I mounted my rooftop tent on top of my canopy, completely flush without roof racks on top of the roof. So I'm going to show you detailed instructions of how I did it and a walk through step by step of the full installations, ins and outs. So let's get into it. Hey guys, I just wanted to let you know that I've provided detailed measurements for my rooftop tent, and these measurements might not be suitable for you, so just make sure you double check. Please be aware that the measurements provided by Darche for their rooftop tent were 10mm off my own Darche rooftop. I'm unaware if these tents have measurement leniency or if it's just my tent. But as the famous saying goes, measure twice, cut once. My Darche rooftop tent is 1250 wide, where my TC Box's roof measures in at 1490 wide. I knew from this measurement my rooftop tent would fit on my canopy. The biggest thing I had to factorize in this install was the canopy doors when they were open. I needed to make sure that my canopy doors wouldn't hit my rooftop when it was open. So I had a look and saw when my canopy doors were open, they cleared the canopy door hinges, so I could mark that as my baseline. I noticed that my rooftop struts were the widest point of my rooftop tent and worked out I only had 150mm either side to play with before my struts hit my canopy door. Given this, I had to make sure that all my measurements were spot on, as a couple of mil off could jeopardize my canopy door opening properly. First thing I did was I needed to find halfway of my canopy so I could work out where the center of the canopy is. I measured from either side of the canopy door hinges. The measurement was 1410 from hinge to hinge. By dividing 1410 in half, it gives us 705mm. Now I knew where the halfway mark was on my canopy. Now all my measurements would be from the center out to avoid my canopy doors hitting the rooftop. I measured both vertical rails on the rooftop tent from the center of both bolts, where they were exactly 800mm apart. As we already know where the center of the canopy is, we can divide 800 by 2, giving us 400mm. Now I know 400mm is the exact placement where the rooftop bolts and rails will be sitting on top of my canopy roof. I measured my roof racks coming in at 40mm wide. I needed the Darche bolts to slot in either side of the roof racks, and I had to secure it with a Darche bracket. I worked out if the bolts were 80mm apart, it would give me a 20mm gap either side of my roof racks. So now I knew how wide to drill my holes in my canopy roof. I also had to keep in mind that I needed to give myself enough room to clear the interior canopy frame. My first drill hole would be 400mm across from the center of my canopy and 85mm down from the front of my canopy, marking exactly where the first drill hole would be. The next measurement was 400mm from the center of the canopy and 165mm down, giving my second hole measurement. I mirrored this for each four corners of my canopy, and once everything was marked out, I was able to drill it all out. Once the two holes were drilled out in every corner of the canopy, it was time to mount the roof racks inside my canopy beams. I had 3 support beams inside my canopy, and I decided I'll secure the roof racks to them. The benefits with installing a roof rack from the inside of my canopy is the roof top will sit flush on top of my canopy, making my overall height smaller, but also making it way more aerodynamic as the wind can easily glide under, plus giving it a sleeker look. I positioned my roof racks within my canopy between the 2 pre-drilled holes of my canopy roof beams and supported them either side with pre-cut PVC pipe. This allowed me to accurately mark and drill the roof racks into the beams. I drilled through all 3 support beams of my canopy roof and mounted and siliconed 3 M9mm bolts. And secured them with nylon nuts to hold the roof rack in place. I mirrored this to the other end of the canopy. So I'm absolutely stoked how the Rhino rack went. I've got it absolutely spot on. I literally couldn't get it any better than I did. And what I've actually done is I've put some silicone some black silicone around each bolt, because there will be a little gap, so water will be passing through. So I really want to minimize any water going into my canopy. So I've got these 2 drill bits here all ready to go. So my Rhino roof rack sits dead middle of this. So the plan is, or the theory is, that is when I drop the rooftop tent, I've measured it like literally 100 times. And if my measurements are correct, give or take a mil or 2, the Darche roof racks will actually slide onto there. and then the plan is to bolt it underneath. So, all right, so today's the day. Got the trailer hooked up with the rooftop tent bolted on top. So heading down to Kyle's place. So luckily he's got a hoist, so it's always good to have a mate with a hoist. The plan is to put the rooftop tent on top of the hoist, and should be a bit of light work because the rooftop tent's 100 kilos, so it's quite heavy. So, and especially with my buggered wrist, I can't really lift it up at the moment. Might trade into some Dirty Bird on the way and all that. So I'm keen to put it on. We placed some timber beams across the hoist so that we could easily lift up the rooftop tent without damaging it. This also gave it a wider stance so I could reverse my ute underneath the rooftop. Hoists are designed to pick up cars by their chassis mounting points and not typically designed to lift up objects up and over cars. Being on a 3-inch lift and on my 32-inch tyres, I was wondering if the hoist would lift up higher than my canopy roof. We extended the hoist screw pads to the maximum height, and with the wood beam sitting on top of the pads, the beams gave me a few extra inches of height. After measuring the height of the ute and the height of the hoist, we worked out she would be bloody close. So I slowly started to back her in until we came across our first problem.
Hold that up! Stop! Pull forward a bit.
So we're just trying to back up the Hilux onto the hoist. Now the problem that we're having is it's got to be millimeter perfect, so that's quite hard for any skilled driver. And I'm not saying I'm a skilled driver at all, but so what we're going to do is hook up essentially a big ratchet strap, a rated ratchet strap, and hopefully if I do hit it, it might save it. So safety's first, especially with the stuff like this. It's 100 kilos, so it's not light at all. So I don't know if you can see behind us, but we'll put a ratchet strap from the center of the hoist to the other side, just to protect it. So if the wood gives way or the arms give way, we've got a secondary line of defense. So if it does drop, it gets caught by the ratchet strap. So we don't recommend doing this at all, but you know, safety comes first. So fingers crossed she works, and if she doesn't, then we've got to figure out another way how to get her on. The thing with hoists, they're designed to pick your car underneath, not to go over your car. Now we have measured my canopy, and we just fit. So it's got to be really tight position driving. So fingers crossed we can get it in. And Kyle, I'm going to leave it up to you to see how close you can get me. After we hooked up the ratchet strap to the hoist, Kyle got the hoist ready for my second attempt to back in. Now remember, I'm trying to back my car in while getting the rooftop bolts as close as possible to line up with my pre-drilled canopy holes. I had to be careful not to hit my canopy door on the hoist legs. The hoist legs were maxed out and couldn't go any wider. Luckily, having a Hilux, they are quite a skinny 4-wheel drive, where compared to many other 4-wheel drives out there, like Shaden's GQ Patrol, the hoist legs wouldn't be able to clear his car body. So that's something you need to take in mind, granted other hoists may be able to. We've reversed the car in and we've got it almost spot on. So the issue now is getting it millimeter perfect. We've done a really good job. Kyle's backed me in really well. So we've just got to figure out how we're going to shift it left to right and front to back without it dropping. The way the ratchet strap was placed, we were able to use it like a seesaw, pivoting the rooftop slightly left and right, even forward and back. These slight movements meant I was able to line up the rooftop tent perfectly with the 8 pre-drill holes on top of my canopy. So the plan's working. We've got one side semi-bolted in, and we're just using the strap as essentially like a little hoist, so we can rock it back side to side, and it's working really well. So we're just going to quickly bolt up this section here. I'm going to put some silicone so it's completely watertight, and then we're going to lower the hoist a little bit more and then do the front. So it's a slow progress, but it's going to look awesome. So it's coming down a real treat. So I'm really excited for when we're finished. So we've got the rear on, now we're going to do the front. So we're just quickly moving the wood so we can get the secondary bolt forward. And what we're going to do is slowly lower it down. We've actually put a couple of little rubber grommets in between, I'll show you here, in between the bolts to essentially make it more watertight. So I'll flip the camera around. I don't know if you can see, but I've got a tiny little rubber grommet in between there, so the water doesn't seep through. We've siliconed it, but once it's all fully bolted down, I'm going to open up the canopy and silicone it from the inside out. And yeah, it should be good. So we're going to start lowering down the front and hopefully get these bolts to line up. So no.
Now loosen off that ratchet strap.
Yep. We placed rubber grommets on the front 4 bolts of the rooftop tent and siliconed over the holes. Alright, so it's taken a little while, but we've finally got the rooftop on. We've got it literally millimeter perfect, so I'm absolutely stoked the way that me and Kyle were able to just bolt it on. So now what we're going to do is drive the car forward. I can't actually open up my canopy doors, so we're going to drive it forward, bolt it on from the inside out, and then we're done. So we've got a fair bit of overhang at the front. So this rooftop, I believe it's 2.1 meters long, so it's quite a long rooftop. We've worked out we've got 600 mil overhang from the roof. Look, ideally that's not very good, but I really want to keep as much weight away from the rear. So I've got 150 mil overhang from here. But the good thing is, because we've bolted on, we can slide it back and forth and get it spot on. So fingers crossed it works out well. Alright, so the moment of truth, we've got to make sure that everything lines up underneath. So if my calculations are correct, they've gone underneath my Rhino rack. So let's have a quick look. And that is absolutely spot on from what I wanted it to be. So now what I'm going to do is get that the bracket and then bolt it up from here. And then that is how it's secured from the Rhino rack being inside. So essentially what I would call it is a reverse roof rack. So instead of having it on the canopy, I've measured this distance. This is 4.5 centimeters high. I've actually saved 4.5 centimeters. And also the canopy, the rooftop is actually resting hard against my canopy, and also the wind resistance when I go down the highway will be able to flow straight through here. So I'm very happy with that. We've cleared the doors, so I worked out I had a couple of mil just to play with just before it hits it, and it has worked out absolutely spot on. So I couldn't be much happier than that. So that wraps up the video for today, guys, and I'm absolutely stoked the way that my rooftop tent is sitting on top of my TC Boxes canopy without roof racks on top of the roof. So this method will work for any roof rack with horizontal rails going across. The measurements might be a little bit different, but it will work. And if you've got the time, 100% do it. It looks a lot neater, looks a lot cleaner, and it's a great outcome overall. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe, as it really helps me and Shaden out, and hopefully we'll see you on the tracks real soon. Cheers, guys.